Well, it's time again for me to climb under the house. The reason why I'm underneath here is I'm going to inspect it just for holes and stuff as well, but I also noticed the vapor barrier here is turning a little bit brown, so I was like, I want to make sure that's not mould. So what I've done is I've ripped it off, and funnily enough, this is super dry, which actually surprises me because the other side of this wall had some crazy snowfall last year, so when it melted, I kind of expected it could go mouldy, but it seems like in between the vapor barrier, because I doubled up, that's where the water's got in. So that's not so bad. I'm going to bleach that off and just clean it up and put it back. But what I have noticed, and it's quite fascinating when you look along the wall, is there's tiny holes in the insulation. That's obviously where the mice or the rats go in and they make their home. To be honest, it's not such a big issue. It's underneath the house. They're not coming into the house because they're not chewing through the vapor barrier. So I'm just going to keep my eye on that, really, to be honest, and let them do their thing, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, just going to clean this up and then put it back and get it ready for the winter. Super simple tools this time around. Some bleach, which I'm not normally a fan of bleach, but there's one thing I will use it against, and that's mould, because mould is way more dangerous than bleach is, as long as you use it carefully. Cloth and some staples and a hammer, and of course a face mask and safety glasses. Okay, so that part is nice and clean and ready enough for the winter, kind of, hopefully. I'm just going to inspect the rest of down here, see if there's any more like holes or anything that I need to look out for, and where critters can come in. I mean, obviously they're going to get in here anyway somehow, but try and avoid it, right? And I'm going to take up some of the cardboard that's on the floor because it's going to get damp over winter and that will create mould as well. So I'm going to take that up now and clean up. Aha! Looky look what we have here. A hole! Now, I'm pretty sure this is actually part of the gopher tunnels that we've got, and yeah, we've had real problems with gophers this year, so we've been taking measures to actually get rid of them. But this house is actually not on foundations, it actually has concrete pillars, so what we don't want is the gophers going underneath the concrete pillars, because that will destabilise the house. So what I'm going to do is fill this in, keep an eye on it, see if it comes back again, and that'll show me if the gopher's actually still around and still coming through. I haven't seen a gopher underneath the house, but we'll see. All I've done now is I've put some rocks over where I've smoothed it all over. Now, it's kind of like watching the tracks or something. If I smooth it over, put a marker there so I know where it is, and then the hole appears again, then I know we need to do something about it. So it's just, you know, putting little traps out for those little critters. Naughty things. So what I was just doing was basically just picking up little bits of insulation that previous mice and rats had left behind, you know, making homes. I don't want their smells in here because I don't want other rats and mice to actually smell them and think it's appealing and also make it homely for them. No, we don't want that. You can just do your best and try and keep one step ahead of them. I mean, come on, I live in the woods, what do I expect? But yeah, it's just good to see what's going on down here. It's a space that, you know, you can neglect, and because it's for spiders and stuff. You don't always want to come down here, but it's one of those jobs you just have to do.